Surprise, surprise! Usually I don't do videos on Thursdays, but I decided to surprise you with one today. One of the main reasons is I wanted to crown immediately the winner of our free and fun contest from yesterday, where you needed to try to predict the exact score of the Braves Athletics game. And the cash prize is $50 US. So I will mention who won the prize later in this video. Also, I wanted to share a 5-star play for you today, and it concerns the game that starts at noon in game number 1 of the METS-ORIOLES game. Now, first, let's review yesterday's plays that did not go very well. In fact, the day started on a great note because we took the White Sox first half money line at plus 130 odds, and this play hit at plus 130 odds. That was great. And then we had a 5-star selection on the Phillies, who also crushed the Giants. Then the Mets-Orioles game was postponed to today, and that's when things started going south, as we lost the next 3 plays. The Marlins got smashed in Cincinnati, the Rangers lost a high-scoring affair in LA, and the Ace got destroyed by the Braves. So we ended with a net loss of $90 yesterday. Now remember that on Monday we picked up a gain of $64, and on Tuesday we accumulated a profit of $175. So if you add those numbers up, so far this week we have made a profit of $149. Alright, so what about today's pick? In game number 1 of the Mets-Orioles game, remember that yesterday I took the first half run line on the Mets. Now, am I making the same selection today? The answer is no, it is not quite the same, and let me explain to you. David Peterson is still set to start for the Mets, but instead of starting Tomoyuki Sugano, the Orioles will counter with 41-year-old Charlie Morton. And ultimately, I have decided to side with the Mets money line. And right now, the best odds are between minus 138 to minus 150, depending on your bookie. Now, as of around 9 a.m. this morning, the best odds of minus 138 were available with FanDuel. Morton's best days are clearly behind him. He owns a 5.47 ERA along with a very bad 1.55 whip statistic. Now, granted, he lost his first 7 decisions, which means that at some point during the season, he held an 0-7 record, but he has won his last 5 straight decisions, and that occurred over a 7-game stretch. And his ERA during this 7-game stretch has been fantastic, 2.97, and that really puzzles me. How the heck is Morton doing so well? Now he is coming off a revenge game over one of his former clubs, Atlanta. I expect him to have a letdown game, and I think he will go back to his losing ways starting today. One more reason why I'm taking the New York Mets today is because they qualify under a betting strategy called the comeback. It recommends betting any team that meets the following 3 criteria. Number 1, they came back from a deficit of at least 4 runs in their last game. Number 2, they must be facing the same rival today. And finally, you want their money line to be better than minus 175. In other words, their money line could be minus 160, minus 130, or they could be underdogs. But this system has not proven to be profitable if we're backing big favorites. Alright, so let's verify that it applies to today's game. So I'm going to share my screen. So on Tuesday, the Mets and the Orioles squared off against each other, and as you can see from the box score, through 7 innings, the score was 6-2 in favor of the Orioles. So they held a 4-run lead, and ultimately they lost the game 7-6 in extra innings. Now, if we go back to the criteria for betting, they are also facing the same opponent today, the Mets, and their money line is a lot better than -175. In fact, like I said, the Mets money line is between -138 and -150 right now. So we have the green light to proceed, and that's why one of my 5-star picks today is the Mets to win straight up in Baltimore in game number 1 of the doubleheader. All right, so as I mentioned yesterday, the Mets went through a lean period as they posted a 3-14 record from June 13 to July 2nd. But now they appear to have turned the corner. They have won 5 of their last 7 games now. They are only half a game behind the Phillies in the NL East division, so they must continue winning to keep up with Philadelphia. So in summary, the Mets appear to be roaring back again. They appear to be going in top form. They have a nice pitching advantage. They also fit under a lucrative betting system. So in other words, I have many signs pointing in the same direction, and it recommends betting the Mets money line. So in short, let's bet the Mets today in game number 1. Now it's time to reveal the winner of my fun and free contest from yesterday. Let me share my screen. Incredibly enough, we have a person that made the exact correct call. You can see it on your screen. His name is Sean, and he took the Braves 9-2. I even responded to him after he made that pick by telling him that he was making a bold call, and the bold call is really rewarding him. So he won $50 US. So Sean, my friend, please contact me via email to redeem your cash prize. So please email me at professormj2@hotmail.com. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow with more MLB picks. I will have many more picks as usual. Like I said, I just did an exception for today. I usually take Thursday off to work on the business overall. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow with more MLB picks. I'm Professor MJ from Quebec City in Canada. Go crush your bookie, man!